Let's see what Dream decides to do here. It turns out that when he just played straight up against Stats, it worked out much better for him. And I would love to see him do it again, just for a better game even.
Yeah, me too.
Let's go into the game right now. Game number 3 on Echo, Dream and Stats.
SK텔레콤 T1 Dream 조종혁 vs KT 로스터 Stats 김대엽.
Up here in the top left, in the red, a return player from SK Telecom. He's Dream.
And to the bottom right, in yellow, it's Stats. Solid defense in that last game. Going into another map, which would have actually been decent for proxies, just because it's so small. It's a 2-player map. Actually, Echo kind of grows on me a little bit. The third base is a bit weird because if you go down a ramp and up a ramp, and it's a bit weirdly away from you. But I don't know. I'm okay with it. I need more time with it. And I guess
need to get to know it better.
Yeah.
Find out a little bit more about its personality, what his favorite color is.
Right. You know, like
how many cats.
More likes the beach or the mountains. You know,
yeah.
Sandals or shoes, that kind of thing.
What do you like, beach or mountains?
You know, I think I like mountains.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a beach guy.
I just don't. I don't like sunburn. I don't like sand. I do like warm weather. And I do like swimming, and I do like the beach. But I think I prefer mountains. My family also lives in the mountains now, so I do enjoy that. I don't know. I like both. But what about you? You're a beach, right? You said?
Yeah, I'm definitely a beach guy. I like the sun. I like sand, as you dislike sand.
Why do you like sand? Why does anyone like sand?
It feels good when you walk on it.
Like, it's, I mean, I feel you, I guess. Like,
asking the important questions here, KeSPA, why do you like sand?
I like sand slightly more after I watch Hayden Christensen playing Anakin Skywalker say, I hate sand. It gets everywhere. It's on everything. And I liked sand slightly more because Anakin liked it, or hated it, rather. Anyway. Looks like a very standard opening this time.
Yeah. Reaper and from Stats, just Gateway.
Yeah. That's a first step.
Yep, the first step. We got a bit of time here before this game gets rolling.
Yeah.
I want to say once again, you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Just do a little Twitter plug while we're in the early stages of this game for anything that's happening. I'm at Brendan Valdez. Wolf is at Proxy Wolf.
Yes. Don't even have to slide me $1 for me to say it.
Yep. Or a League of Legends ticket.
Or a League of Legends ticket.
I actually ripped this ticket. Kind of feel bad.
That's all right.
It's okay. In the name of Starcraft, right?
In the name of Starcraft, you got to rip that ticket.
Yeah. It dared show its face on stream. Had to be killed.
So, I mean, I'm guessing we're going to see a factory follow-up on this map. Not necessarily what's going to happen, but I think it's a pretty good guess. And yeah, there it is. Reaper's going to come in here. He's want to check the pylons. And didn't get much information at all, but he's going to come back in here. He sees this pylon to the top, so he knows where he wants to check later for tech.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he saw the third pylon, but he can reasonably assume it's there. He saw there's no fake Maka pylon, as we kind of call it at the natural. Yeah. And he's just checking again. I think maybe he's seen all the pylons by now.
I wonder what Maka's up to these days.
I heard that he actually went back to playing like Warcraft 3 tournaments online for a while. Yeah, and then he went to the military, I believe. Before that, he was playing another game, like Heroes of New Earth or something. I think, like, I followed this guy for a bit because I was wondering if he was ever going to return for Heart of the Swarm, but I couldn't find too much information.
Looks like we're going to see Hellions once again from Dream.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, that proxy didn't work. Let me just do what I did in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, the Hellion play is really cool. I like it a lot. It's something that we see every now and then mixed in, and it's not like a really good build, but it definitely can surprise your opponent, and you could transition out of it pretty well. Worst case scenario is if your opponent's doing like an all-in, like a blink all in, and you come over there and do no damage and lose all your Hellions, and you have no units and you can't defend, which we do see happen every now and then, which I think is why we don't see this build too much, especially against players like Hero who always go blink. Stats is going blink here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to commit to it a lot, and let's see how much damage this gets done anyways before we worry about that. Oh, look at this position.
The same thing as game 1. 2 in the front, 1 in the back.
Ooh, Kappa. All right, here we go. 3 kills. 4. I mean, this is a lot of damage actually already.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
5. The Reaper gets 1.
Reaper got in. He scouted everything. Also got a kill. So definitely worth it.
Yeah, units lost at the top. I don't even like that that's shown right now. I don't think that it really matters. It's like about what is lost. Probes for mining for the future versus Hellions, which are flimsy units and aren't going to matter much. Yes, it did slow down his additional barracks that he was adding and going to the next step a little bit, but I feel like that was totally worth it, especially for the scout. It's like a scout that harasses.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like he may do something similar here. Marines in the back and Hellions in the front.
He wants to force that Nexus cannon.
Oh, it's going to go up the ramp. And I don't know if that's the right decision because of this Nexus cannon. Yeah, actually going to be totally shut down.
Yeah, that was a bit strange. I don't think that was intentional. I think he just kind of panicked. But see, this is the scary part, right, where this kind of gets shut down and there's a blink out on the map, and you really need to be careful about the follow-up of what happens next. Starts at 3rd CC. He does have a bunker at the front. A few Widow Mines are actually moving across the map. I guess they're probably going to be the next wave of this drop.
Yeah, going in there. He's got to be careful with that medevac already taking a lot of damage. About half health. And with 5 Stalkers that are going to have blink, purely defensive blink, by the way.
That's exactly why we see this repair, and that's a great point you bring up. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be defensive blink. He might have planned on pressuring with it a little bit, but he's just going to use it now defensively as he sees, the kind of the cards that Dream is shown from his hand here. Stim is coming out a bit late, and this game ends up being pretty even. Obviously, ideally, Stats would like to sustain less probe damage. He's still at a pretty good spot. He's significantly... actually, I wouldn't even say significantly ahead in tech, but he has Colossus coming out right now, which is going to allow him to hold on and eventually grab the 3rd base. And this blink tech is going to give him a kill.
Oh my god, 1 or maybe 2 shots there from the Stalker would have shot that guy out of the sky.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we repair.
Exactly right. Now Stats, having done a lot of damage to that medevac, he's actually going to try to find it, and I think he'll find it.
Yeah, I think so. Look at this. Oh, if he had just blinked.
Looks like it was on cooldown. It's going to get away. And now Dream is like, well, I can't take that 3rd base now.
Oh, he got it!
Oh my god. What?
Whoa! That's crazy because...
There's an observer.
Okay, I was going to say, like, he must have fired right before it got out of vision. Okay, that's insane. I would scan the observer at this moment. I'd be pissed. Okay, he's just going to blink back the weakened Stalkers here and try to kill his bunker, kill some SCVs, do anything. That was cool.
Small little bit of damage to add before Stim is done.
This is what you were saying you love a lot. I love this too. Just these target downs of these 1 Marines, these isolated units.
Especially when you get enough Stalkers to one-shot Marines. It's like so good.
Or even like, 2-shot a Marauder is pretty good. And forcing Stims, never a bad thing.
Oh yeah.
Especially if your opponent overreacts and like accidentally skims that whole group of units. You only want to stim the ones in the front if you can help it.
Looks like Dream wants to put on the aggression here.
Sniped.
Gets him.
Forces that little mini stim. Might actually get a Stalker here, though. Yeah. Stalker for Marauder is fairly even trade, I guess. Still better for the Terran, I think. Well, blinks forward even. He's got the Colossus and a Sentry to support this time with a few Zealots. He's making that switch to Templar again. It looks like Stats is really favoring his Storm Tech early on in this matchup.
He's just giving a little sprinkle of Colossi. He makes 3 and then he stops. Or it looks like he's actually making a 4th one as I say it. And, it's pretty good. 3 Colossi do a lot of damage together, and you don't really have to commit heavily to it. You can force the Terran to make a big tech switch or not and take advantage of the fact that he has too many Vikings.
Dream is ready to fight. He's making a little split. Although when Terran players like split like that, it reminds me of just like if you get close to like a crab, like stick their claw up trying to scare you away. Like,
do they actually do that?
Yeah. I love watching Terran players like get ready for a fight, even if it doesn't happen. It's just like so cool to see how much multitasking it takes to watch Dream do that. It's like a, you know, you're poised and you're like, oh, you're gonna fight me right now?
Yeah.
Look at this concave. You don't want to do that. Obviously, that's not what he's not actually trying to scare Stats. He's trying to get into a good position, but this reminds me of that.
It has multiple effects, I guess you can say.
Sure.
And you know, you were talking about this map, that third base. It's actually really helping out Stats with just one sentry over there. He's going to be able to block that if Dream ever wants to go in. And he's got a great little concave of his own. Some units up there at the natural, some at the third base. They can convene there in the middle. Do a lot of damage. He goes up to 4 Colossi. Looks like we're going to have that standard Dream Mega Drop.
Yep.
Well, he thought about it.
Second thoughts there as he sees that army. High Templar ready for feedbacks, and soon Storm, as Storm is finishing now. 5 seconds left on that for those 2 High Templar. And in total, let me check how many High Templar he has. He has just those 2. So, okay. Only a few Storms, but that's something that can change very quickly.
Oh my god. He's going to... I don't think this is going to work. He has only 8 Vikings, first of all. Storm is out.
I don't know if he realizes Storm is out. I don't know.
No, it's been pretty hidden for now, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he would do this if he knew, because this could be disastrous. Look at that position on the Stalkers. He's like, get back.
Yeah. More posturing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dream is going to come from 2 sides, though. That is a huge concave. Storm's on the Vikings, even. And the Zealots charging forward. The unit's actually on the left side getting a great position on the Colossi.
And that Nexus Cannon was so late, the Mothership Core was not involved in this until the very last second. And this ends up being like a pretty good fight for Dream at the end of the day. Yeah. This Nexus Cannon is trying to help out here, but Vikings land. He's Templar with not enough energy. One Archon comes in. He will hold, I think, but he killed the Nexus. That's all that really matters here.
Yeah, he's done a lot of damage. Great trades. He's taken out all those high-tech units of the Protoss besides that Archon. And now he's just kiting back and getting more and more damage done. All those SCVs he lost, he's doing equal damage to the Protoss, and of course delaying that mining at the third base. So Dream in a great position now.
Well, Stats did get that third base up back right away, which is important to note. He's not losing too much time on that. Upgrade-wise right now, he's about to have a huge lead when he gets that +2 armor. So keep all these things in mind. These medevacs have no energy, basically, and all of them are very, very much on the red. A few Archon shots or a few Stalker shots are going to take them out, as you guys can see here. So he's eliminating a few more of those medevacs. The bigger issue is that this Bioforce on the ground, healed or not, is so powerful.
Oh, yeah. Puts those Vikings back in the air. He's going to take out the Colossi that Stats are trying to switch into.
And that third base for Stats is almost back up. He's making Widow Mines out of this factory right here. One of them is done.
Because why not, you know?
Yeah, basically.
+2 armor does finish. It's definitely going to help out, but the damage is done, as we've been saying.
And this is why Dream needs to turn around, and that's exactly why he does it, because, had he... Ooh, that was a ton of damage to those Zealots. Had he decided to, continue washing in, like the tide on this base, as the +2 armor finishes, a few storms get ready on these Templar, he's eventually going to throw his Evangelion. Gathering his forces together, look at his, well, you guys can't see the production tab, but it's massive for Dream. Stats can't afford anything, basically. He's like barely producing probes. You just take that economy advantage he has right now, drop pressure, bring all of your army together, get your forces together, and then do a big attack. That's, I think, the way to finish this game.
Ooh, and a big drop. Stats really out of position for this one, and he was threatening at the front at the same time, and now getting a lot of damage done to this Nexus. He may even decide to commit to it. I don't think he's going to be able to get it, though. Oh, look at this. Another gigantic drop into the natural. Dream wants Stats out of this game.
Yeah, and I mean, he's just kind of pulling him apart here at this point. One medevac goes down. Small victory for Stats here. I'm trying to think of what Stats needs to do to catch up, but all that comes to mind is Dream
storms.
All that comes to mind is Dream making mistakes, and I just don't see that happening.
Switches into Ghost. He's going to continue putting on pressure. It looks like he wants to drop for that third base. Just 8 Marauders, go ahead, stim in, even sacrifice them if you have to, and
it'll be totally worth it.
That easy.
Yeah.
Pushing the Army back first, and then he backs off, moves into position, takes out the third base. Incredible Army play here out of Dream.
Exactly what you were saying. Even snipes the Archon. Look at that. The pick up and get out with most of those units. Losing only 2 Marauders, it looks like.
Great play out of Dream today. I was favoring Stats, but I don't know, man.
Remember when I said earlier, I was like, it's almost likely that we will see more upsets.
Yeah, you called it, man.
Look at the production tab now. This is what I'm talking about. Dream has so much more money, he can afford to do everything. Whereas Stats is like, I can make a few more probes, I guess, for the Nexus that I'm long-distance mining from. I don't even think making probes is good right now, but nothing is a good choice for Stats at this point. He makes more probes, he can't make Army units to survive. If he doesn't make more probes, then, I mean, he's not really thinking about long-term.
This is the Pylon Snipe squad. Gonna take out 3 and get out.
By the time he has enough probes to saturate 3 bases, I mean, he already almost does, or he has about around that. Actually, what I should say is by the time his Nexus finishes, he's going to have too many probes to saturate his bases because the main's going mined out. He doesn't need more probes, actually. He needs more units so he can actually survive and hang in there and start getting +3 armor and start, getting a large enough storm count to where he can actually deal with this army.
And I think that is why he does stop probe production here.
And again, comes back to the ghosts you were talking about. By the time he's, I just keep saying, by the time he's behind in that. Like, by the time he has these high tempo already, which he's got like, what, 10 high tempo on the map right now? He's already going to be dealing with ghosts, snipe, EFP. And look at the Viking count rising as well. He's going to have answers for everything. Oh no, he's going to get sniped.
Yeah. 2 storms not enough. Morrison into an Archon though and saves it.
That was pretty cool. Did not expect that. Didn't realize those units were so close by.
Yeah. I also love what Dream is doing, by the way. He, like you said before, he does his damage and he gets out. He doesn't want to throw his army away. He just expands, gets a better composition, gets 2-2, and his next attack is going to be gigantic.
Yeah, Stats is really up a creek without a paddle right now. I mean, the game is not over. It's still winnable for Stats, but it's going to require overcommitments by Dream and, like you said, godlike storms. And with all these ghosts on the map, 10 ghosts on the map already, he was able to make those so quickly. I just don't see that miracle happening.
Look at this timing. 2-2 is going to finish, and he's going to attack. I don't know about that High Templar. He finally gets the storm off.
Look at this control. Look at the splits. He's that ahead. It's not even like his control is impressive. It's just like he has so much room to do this. That's how far ahead he is. That's how big his army is. The EMPs erase the Archons from the map, and that is going to be it. Dream is going to take a lead here in this best of 5.
Landslide victory here in game number 3. GG. There's a reason why Dream wanted to play Protoss. Play against Protoss, I should say. And that's it. This play against Protoss is pretty insane. Definitely better than this TVT.
Yeah.
And even against Stats, you were saying, maybe best. I was saying definitely top 5. He's able to just make him look silly, man. Dream is playing so well. The only game he lost is because he did a proxy that failed. Like, that doesn't even really count. It's like, oh, okay, great hold by Stats, but doesn't really show the skill and the play in the long term for Dream.
Well, I feel like Dream is just playing godlike. I mean, the decision making we're seeing, the control, the pressure. It's like, in a way, it's just what Dream is good at. He's good at dropping. He's good at harassing. His multitasking is insane. It's almost like what I wanted to see from Fantasy earlier. I guess is what I almost want to say. Like, Fantasy played really well today. But, the funny part about some of Fantasy's play was he killed Zest because Zest was expecting multi-prong attacks that never came, whereas Dream is, like, doing everything perfectly with multi